Hi, I'm John Twist of University Motors. Today we're going to fix an MGB exhaust manifold. This is the dual exhaust manifold that was fitted from 1963 through 1964 in two varieties, the HS model and the HIF model. The difference has to do with the width of the mounting flanges. We won't have this guy upside down, but down here at the bottom, the mounting flanges change from 7/16 to 9/16. In fact, they change from 9/16 to 7/16. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about broken studs. Here, the studs had snapped off, and so these holes have been cleaned out. And when we took this apart, there were bolts stuck up through here, which is satisfactory. I mean, it works. You can draw the nuts up tight, but it isn't proper. So, first of all, we have brass nuts on this manifold. Oh, Mr. Original, really nice, but there's a lot better nut to put on here, and that's an elliptical lock nut instead of the brass nuts. The brass nuts do come loose. So if we just drill these and put in new studs, maybe we'll end up with our stud on an angle, you know, or any which way, because when we get above this and try to drill it, it's really hard to be straight on. So we have a trick to get these things straight. First of all, I have to get this stud out. I happen to have my torch here, which I'll try not to get too... This is going to light up the camera. The point here is that we want to get this really hot, red hot. So I'm going to ask Eli to come back around here to this side and look at the manifold down here at the bottom. If you're doing this, you can shoot the torch down here and you're standing close, you can get really, really warm down there. So just be cautious. But our goal here, by keeping the torch moving the whole time, is to turn the metal red hot. Remember that the way that we separate similar metals is to get them really hot. Dissimilar metals, we have to quench them, because you can't quench them without getting them hot first. But our first step here is to get this really, really toasty. You cannot do this with a propane torch. I don't even think you can do this with MAP gas. So anyway, you really, really need the advantage of an oxyacetylene torch here. So I'm getting this pretty warm. This is around 2,000 degrees or so. And the whole goal is to get this stud out. So we're going to use our vice grips on this. Grab him real snugly and wiggle him, just back and forth. And if my videographer comes on top, he can see that the stud itself is turning, but you see that I wiggle it. I wiggle it because I don't want to break this stud. If we break it, we can drill it, certainly, but we're going to be really gentle here and get him all the way out. Okay? So any stud can be removed if you get enough heat on him. He's still glowing. I don't know how he shows up in the camera there, but this guy is still really, really hot. Now, to drill these all in line, we need some exhaust flanges. Now, there's three different types of flanges. That one doesn't fit. That's for an MGC. This doesn't fit. Well, it does fit. Look at that. Surprise, surprise. This is from a catalytic converter. So he'll work. We can put him there. This is the standard type of flange. That's a standard type of flange. And maybe we should use maybe one more. That's a standard type of flange. Now we're going to use a long 5/16 bolt. I have this kit of stuff, and we're going to put him down here. You already know what's going on here, and that is that by putting these flanges on here, now I can drill down through here with my drill to put in a helicoil. I can drill down through here, and I'm assured that this hole is straight. It's not on an angle. So let me get my drill. We're going to go ahead and put a helicoil in here. If I have a battery that's good enough. The secret to making videos is always to make sure that you're prepared. So we're going to go down through here. That was pretty easy. The hole was already way too large. And here's our tap for the helicoil, which isn't going to fit through our flanges. That's too bad. So we're going to have to get him lined up correctly here. We'll do the best we can to keep this guy straight. And this is a very, the last thing you want to do is break the tap. Oh my gosh, then there's real trouble. So here we go, we've cleaned this guy out for a 5/16 18 helicoil. And we have our helicoil kit here. We have one 5/16 helicoil. We ordered some more this morning from Napa, but we only have one here to use. Here's our helicoil. We're going to bring him down to flush with the, as flush as we can get him. He looks pretty good. We can get this guy out, then we'll take a small punch and punch the tab out of the way. And then we can continue to repair. Here's a 5/16 18 bolt. You see he threads right in, and then with this we can go ahead and use our drill and open up the third hole here, which is already clean, and then go ahead and helicoil this. The result being that when you're all done, that all three studs are parallel. If they're not parallel, you can't get the flange on. So we have our helicoil here. Soon we'll have our helicoil here. We'll be able to put studs in each one. And the stud that I took out of here really wasn't that bad. I don't know if you can see them, but the threads are pretty nice on him. I prefer sometimes a little bit of a longer stud. On the other hand, maybe these aren't too bad. I think they're about 1.5 inches, coarse on one end, fine on the other. So we'll be able to put him right into here, tighten him up, and he'll be perpendicular to the face of the bottom of the manifold. To make sure I don't grab the hot part of this. But again, I was speaking of the flange thickness here. This is 9/16. These are from HS carburetors. When they added the HIF carburetors, they made the flange only 7/16. This is absolutely the best manifold that you can ever possibly have on an MGB. Headers, all headers are noisy, all headers leak, all headers are hot, all headers are headaches. If you're changing your single exhaust manifold to anything else, use this. This is a double Y. We have a Y here, and then when the two pipes come together down here is the second Y. It's called a double Y manifold, the best manifold that you can get. It's thick, it's heavy, it's cast iron, great stuff. They don't leak, they're not noisy, they're not a headache. Anyway, that's a quick course on how to change the studs on the bottom of your manifold. Even if all three are snapped off, you can take those flanges. Where are you going to get the flanges? Your old exhaust pipe, your buddy who's got an MG. Don't throw stuff away. All of us in the world of MG know that you never throw used parts away. Let your kids do that when you're dead. But save all those used parts because you never know when you're going to need them. Hey, it's been a real treat. And if you got any questions, please call. Our tech manual's back online. You see our new website looks pretty good.